Hey guys, Press Mike here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I'm actually going to go over how my color matched parts have been holding up over the past 2 years. So many of you may know that I did put a lot of color matched parts, including the door handles, the B pillar, the tailgate handle, the mirror caps, and they're basically color matched pre-painted parts that I purchased off Amazon. So I kind of want to do a recap on how they're holding up over the course of the lifetime. There's any kind of wear and tear on them. So let's go ahead and start from the front. We have the mirror caps, and I'm sorry guys, it rains, so it may not be able to tell in direct sunlight, obviously, but you know, whenever you make it wet, it tends to look like it's, you know, more glossy than it actually is. But the mirror caps on top, as you can kind of see, has a little bit of fading up here. It's very hard to tell, like I said, because it's kind of rainy out, but it's kind of fading up top here just a little bit. The bottom obviously doesn't get that much sunlight, but the top here has a little bit of fading. And like I said, it's very hard to see, but those have been on for like 2 years now, and they're holding up just like that. So really amazing. Let's go into the door handles. Now this is my second pair of door handles, guys. My first pair faded really bad, but the weirdest part about it was I bought these door handle trim pieces. It came with this bezel, and the door handle cover, but only the door handle itself actually faded. These two pieces did not fade. So I switched those out, I popped them off, put a new pair on, and they've been holding up great. And they don't see any signs of fading. I don't think they're actually ever gonna fade, which is amazing. So maybe I got a bad set, but it was a super weird experience. They faded really bad. I made a video on it a little while ago. But they just don't fit the way I quite like them to. There's a little gap here from the bezel to the actual door handle, and then there's a gap in here, and that's just to be expected, guys. It's not a full, you know, complete set. You know, if you really want it to be like precise, you can get them wrapped, or you can literally get the actual door handle painted. Didn't want to do any of that. Not paying, you know, hundreds of dollars for that. They look amazing from a distance. It doesn't really matter until you get up close and you're looking straight down. Then you can see that there's a gap there, there's a gap there. But they've been holding up great, and I haven't had any signs of a fading on the second pair. Like I said, this is the second pair, and so far no signs of fading. Let's go to the B pillar. The B pillars have been holding up really well, and like, you may not think that there was a difference, but the STX B pillars did not come with the gloss finish. It's actually like a plastic finish like this. Didn't like that, so there's actually a vinyl that I put over top that you can actually buy on Etsy and Amazon. So I have a link in the description for all the parts that I put on the truck, guys. The door handles, the B pillar, and the mirror caps, and then I also have the tailgate handle that I did. I'll talk about that later. But yeah, all those parts are in a link in the description for Amazon, and the B pillars have been holding up really well. It's weird because they're not like a plastic, they're like a vinyl, so I don't think they're ever gonna fade, but I'll just kind of keep an eye on them. They're holding up really well, and they really complete that look where it kind of all comes together. And then going into the back, the tailgate handle was the last piece that I put on to the truck, but there's two things that I don't like about the tailgate handle. Number one, it's very hard to open because of the bezel that I put over top. So the tailgate, like I said, it's like this color. It's a plastic, it's a cheap plastic, and it looks crappy. So I put this whole cover is like, it's just a stick on, it's like adhesive. And then I have this piece right here, which is also adhesive. Now, when I go to open up the tailgate, it gets caught on the bezel here because it's obviously sticking out maybe a couple millimeters, but it's just enough to catch the tailgate. And so you really have to like pull it up hard to have it really squeeze by. See it? So you can see this right here. See how you can it barely will squeeze by this plastic piece that I put on it. So it looks really cool, and it really completes the truck, makes it look like a platinum. But if I really want to open it, you gotta like really go on it, and then obviously it comes down because I do have it comes down slowly because I have the tailgate dampener system. But you have to put a little bit of force on it. You know, if that's a problem to you, then, you know, obviously don't install it. If you don't care, then go ahead and install it. The one thing about it though is the second thing I don't like about it was it's very hard to find, and I can't give you guys the link to it because I actually bought it on eBay from some seller. I can't find him. I don't know where I can find it on Amazon, so I just haven't put the link in the description. A lot of you asked me about that part. I just don't know where I got it from, so that's just how it's going to be for now. So no link in the description for that. Everything else on the truck you can find in the link in the description. But yeah, so that was a cool, you know, addition that I put to the truck, because I was like, when I bought the truck, the STX has a bunch of cheap plastic parts, and I was like, why, you know, how can I make this thing look like a platinum or make it more high-end? So just color matching everything. And so that was the last piece that I added on to the back. So I did the door handles, the B pillar, the mirror caps, and then I did the tailgate handle. The bumpers were already painted because, as you guys know, the STX comes with painted bumpers. And that's another reason I didn't go with the XLT, unless I would have went with the Sport, which is way more than the STX. So I just wanted to color match everything. And so that bumper and the front bumper was already painted, so didn't have to worry about that. And the grill also is already painted to match, so didn't have to worry about that as well. And the STX grill, in my opinion, is the most awesome looking grill that the Ford F-150 has to offer. And so I thought that, you know, going with the STX model is just going to be the most bang for the buck. It looks great and it's not that expensive. And so yeah, they've been holding up quite nicely, but I'm gonna, you know, keep track on that mirror, because I don't know, it's kind of looking like it's starting to fade up top. Maybe I get some Armor All, just kind of buff it out. Been thinking about doing that. I think that probably just solve the case instead of me replacing them, but they're only like 25 or 30 bucks, so check it out, link in the description for that. Oh, and then lastly, some wear and tear that I've been having is the muffler tip. So this is actually a black tip, but it's painted black, but since it gets so hot, it's starting to do that. And so the heat is really wearing the paint away. And it's funny because I noticed it from this, because that pipe was fully black and painted when I first got it. If you find the video, I had a video where when I first got this truck, the exhaust done, this pipe literally was painted black. You can probably still see on top, see the top a little bit has a black on it. Literally the paint is gone. But this tip is starting to wear too, and it's really coming off the back. You can tell how hot it gets because the paint is really wearing away. And so the inside is still extremely black, but the outside is starting to wear. And I hope it doesn't just come all the way through, because that would suck if just the whole entire thing gets worn out. Might have to repaint that with some Rust-Oleum or something just to keep it nice and black. I did, when I first got the truck, it came from Pennsylvania, I think. Or I don't know where. It was like a cold state where they have a bunch of salt on the road to melt the snow. And so the salt was causing the truck to rust. And so we did put some Rust-Oleum on the hitch here. We did put some Rust-Oleum, I think it was up in here. All that was all painted black because it was like rusting. And there's a little bit of rust up here. I just kind of go in there and gotta get that nice and sprayed and make it look better, but it's got a little bit of rust. I never actually got to this part. But yeah, if you have trucks, guys, and you know, it doesn't snow here in Florida, so therefore they don't like to put salt on the road. But the salt will really destroy and really rust out the truck. And so does the snow and the cold and all that. So just be mindful of that. But the Rust-Oleum's been holding up pretty well. Pretty well. So no complaints about that. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, leave a like and subscribe. I post new videos on the channel every week. And this truck's got 85,000 miles on it, and it's literally looking brand new still. Took good care of it. I do a lot of driving on it, but surprisingly, it looks very good. The things that I do the most to take care of it is get the oil changes done on time, all the regular maintenance done on time. I keep it really clean all the time, because if you leave the bugs on it, the bugs will start seeping into the paint, and once it's in the paint, you're not getting it off. So obviously there's going to be some bug spots on this truck that I just can't get out because it just happens. But there's some rock chips up front. You know, I got this one right here, and then I think I got one over here as well. I got that one. I got some pecks in the windshield there, and then on the side I think I do have a scratch here, and that is my biggest scratch. I don't know where that came from. Someone maybe a branch or something. Someone side swiped me somewhere. But other than that, I have one right here. I think that's from I just don't know where the stuff comes from. It may be rock chips, you know. I got big tires, so maybe slinging up rocks. But those are negative 22 offset wheels, so they're sticking out, but they're not negative 44. You know, they're sticking out quite a lot. I don't want mud flaps because I think mud flaps just look ugly. And fender flares, I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I put fender flares on it? I'm not quite sure what I want to do with it. I like the OEM fender flares, the small ones. I really liked the ones with the bolts a long time ago, but now I'm kind of growing out of it. I guess I don't really like the bolt ones. I think it just looks perfect the way it is. What do you guys think? Leave a comment down below. Subscribe. I post new videos every week on the channel, every Sunday and Wednesday at 7 p.m. And like I said, guys, link in the description for all the mods done to it. So other than that, guys, I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace.